Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I am going to be sharing my favorites for the month of September. I am going to be sharing my favorite fragrances, favorite beauty products, and there is some skincare in here as well as body care. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on all things girly, especially videos on smelling good. If you like that type of content, don't forget to subscribe before you leave today's video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me today, and I appreciate your support so much. With that said, let's get right into today's video. Alright guys, so let's get started with my favorites for the month of September. So before I get started, excuse my nails because I'm probably going to be showing things up to the screen, and with the hurricane and everything that's been going on, I haven't gotten my nails done. I don't even know how long it's been, and I don't want to bother the girl that does my nails because she works from home and I'm almost sure that she still doesn't have power. So they're hanging on for dear life. But let's go ahead and let's get started with my fragrance favorites for the month. All right, so the first favorite for the month of September is going to be Killians Vanilla 28. This fragrance, I mean, every single time that I put it on my tray, I just fall in love with it over and over, and I feel like it's actually getting better the longer it sits in my collection. I remember when I first got it, it was like a very light color, and I would see everyone else's bottle and it was super dark and it just looked so juicy and like concentrated. I couldn't wait for my bottle to get like that. So it is looking like that now, and I will say that I feel like it smells better. It smells stronger, sweeter, more dense than when I first got it. So when I first got it, it was a little bit more airy and it wasn't as strong as it feels now. If you want to smell like vanilla extract, like vanilla sugar, it's like vanilla and brown sugar, this is the fragrance to get. It is so perfect for fall and winter. It's very cozy, it's very sweet, it's so good. It always makes me sneeze. Every single time I put it on, it makes me sneeze because it's very strong when it first comes out, but as it starts to settle on your skin, it is just so beautiful, and I love it so much. And I know that it is pretty much like a basic vanilla, but then somehow it just seems to outshine all of my vanillas. Like, I cannot imagine not having vanilla 28 in my collection. And this fragrance is perfect for layering, for adding a little sweetness or vanilla to any fragrance that you feel might need it. I never really get too creative and layer my perfumes. I usually just like to wear one perfume on its own, but I do want to start kind of like mixing this in with some fragrances to see how it does, because I know that people love to wear a fragrance and then spray this to give it like more sweetness, more vanilla vibe. So I'm sure that it's really good for that as well. So that is Killians Vanilla 28. Next up is one that I have been wearing for the past, I would say 2-3 days. I have been wearing it a lot, and I actually did a little dent on it. And this is by Azzaro, and this is Wanted Girl. I have the tiny 1 ounce bottle, but I did manage to get a little dent going on in there. It's nothing too crazy, but this one didn't have no dent at all. So I am happy with the progress in this one. And this opens up like a very spicy fragrance. It has ginger in it, so it is a little deceiving when it first opens up. You think that it might be a little too much or too strong. It is like a fresh spicy fragrance, but then once that starts to settle down, you're going to get dulce de leche, which turns into this very gourmand, sweet, perfect for fall fragrance. So this one is one that I have been enjoying so much. And it does stick around on my clothes, it does stick around on my skin, and I do enjoy it way more 10 minutes after I spray it, because I do love ginger, but ginger can sometimes add a lot of spiciness to a fragrance, and it's more of like a fresh spicy, so not a hot spicy type of fragrance. Ginger gives like a freshness, but you still get a spice in there. So this one definitely opens up that way. But then when it dries down, it is just the sweetest, thickest, dulce de leche, kind of like caramel vibes, sweet fragrance. It's so good. perfect for fall and perfect for winter time. So I am hoping I might keep adding this one to my tray because I do want to finish up some fragrances. I feel like the months are gonna go by so fast that it's gonna be time to leave, and I'm having like anxiety about how many perfumes I have. So that is the goal, is to just use up my fragrances. So this is Wanted Girl. And I also wanted to share like my favorite body care for the month because I have a ton of body care that I have been loving. But I'm actually going to film a video right after this one, and I'm going to give you guys the layering combos that I have been doing for the past month, because I feel like that should be a video in itself, because if not, this video would be way too long. So I'm gonna keep going with the fragrances. Another one that I am so obsessed with and I loved it so much this month is Killians Princess, or I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. Here is the packaging for this one. I really like the new packaging. I am not super into this packaging right here. I feel like the new one is so much nicer. It looks like the other Killian bottles. It's really nice, but this is like the perfect marshmallow with a little bit of green tea vibes when it first opens up. It is really cozy. It's really nice. It's sweet. It is a lighter scent. Like, it's not a beast mode type of scent, but it does create this beautiful bubble around you, and it does last. Like, on me, it does last a long time. It's not a fragrance that I have to continuously reapply. So I feel like it's very hard for someone, at least in my opinion, I feel like it's really hard for someone to dislike this fragrance because it has a little bit of an airiness to it, but then it's a little bit fluffy because of the marshmallow. It has sweetness in it. It has a little bit of that green tea vibe, so it kind of like grounds everything out, smooths the fragrance. It's like a very well-rounded fragrance, very sweet, really feminine, really nice for fall and for winter time, and it just smells really good. And I feel like it smells a little unique. It smells a little different, and I think this is the type of fragrance that people would ask you, what are you wearing? Or they would feel like attracted to the scent. It's so good. It's kind of like aromatic. It's a little relaxing, but then it has that sweetness in there. It's so good. So this is Killian Princess. All right, so the next favorite of the month is by Hermetica, and this is a pear. I was saying a pear. I think it's supposed to be a pear, but I would like to think that it's a pear because it's apples and pears mixed together, so it kind of makes sense to say it that way. But this bottle is so gorgeous. I have been using this fragrance a lot this month, and this is just the perfect scent for you to think of apple picking or just fall time. It smells like those fruits that are used for desserts, but it doesn't have any like stickiness, or it's not super gourmand. It does have like a caramel nuance to it, but it's very light, and the main notes that you're going to get in here is a lot of pear and a lot of apple. So it's literally like if you mixed apples and pears together. It's very juicy, it's very bright, but then it's still perfect for fall time. This one is really perfect for the season. It is the most beautiful apple and pear, but it still smells expensive. It still smells luxurious. You know, sometimes when you get like a very fruity fragrance, sometimes it's a little, it could almost be juvenile because of how fruity it is. So I feel like if you want to smell a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more, I wouldn't say mature, but I would just say like grown up, this is the perfect pear and apple fragrance for that. And it just reminds me of fall activities, and it just gets me in the mood for fall. So this one is really nice, and this one does not contain alcohol, so you can apply this fragrance to your hair, to your skin, and it's very moisturizing. So that is something that I really like about it, and you can see in my review that I did for this fragrance just how moisturizing it is on the skin. It's very oily, it's very concentrated, it's really nice. So I definitely recommend this fragrance. Beautiful for this season. I am not really hearing too many people talk about it yet because this is a new release, but this is so good. I love it. I can't even find it on Fragrantica yet, but it's so beautiful. And out of the ones that I have tried from Hermetica, this is definitely my favorite one. Next up is another Kayali fragrance, and this is Eden Juicy Apple 01. Here is my bottle. There is a dent going on in this fragrance, and when it comes to this month, I think this was the one that I played around with a lot, like different layering combos, and I wore it during the day, I wore it at night, I wore it to go out to do errands during the day and doctor's appointments and stuff, and it was just so beautiful. I love it for fall. I thought that I was going to love this fragrance more for like spring and summer, but this is perfect for fall time. It is so beautiful. And I do want to mix vanilla and juicy apple together. I just saw that Kayali released a set where you get a vanilla fragrance and apple, kind of like meant for you to layer them together, and it kind of creates like an apple pie type of effect. So I really want to mix these two very soon and see what the vibes are. But this is just another juicy apple, but where this one is a juicy apple mixed with pear, and the apple in here reminds me more of like a green apple. The apple in here for me is like a big juicy red apple, and it does have a lot of musk in here, and I also get those berries, so I definitely get a very feminine, musky, juicy red apple. It's such a beautiful scent, and I love it so much, and I need to wear it a few more times before I put it away and bring out new fragrances for October. And then the last fragrance that I was so shocked that I was loving so much this month is Dead Cool fragrance number 1. This is Taunt, I believe is the name. So here is the bottle, and you can see that I already put a dent into the bottle. This was filled up pretty much all the way to the top, but this fragrance will kind of fool you. So if you're trying it out on a tester strip or spraying it on the box or something like that, it might just smell like very weak. You might not get too much from it, but when you put this on your skin, this to me is, I have mentioned it in a few other videos, but this to me is like if you took Clean Reserve Skin and you added vanilla into it. It's a musky skin type of scent, but with vanilla, and it's beautiful. I love it so much. And I wore this one to my appointment when they were adjusting my braces, and they make you sit up a lot and lay back down, and every single time that I was moving, I was getting like these whiffs of this beautiful scent, but it's never too much. So you do get this bubble around you, you smell it, it's so good, but it's not obnoxious. You know, it's not, if you're going to a doctor's appointment, you're going to have people very close to you, and the last thing that I would want is to give someone a headache or to go in there with like a very sharp, strong fragrance. So these fragrances are perfect for that, and this one is really nice. Vanilla, a little musky, just second skin type of fragrance. It doesn't even smell like you're wearing a perfume. It just smells very comforting and natural and just soft, but really nice. All right, so those were my favorite fragrances for the month of September. And then now I'm going to share some body care that I have been loving as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I hauled this, I would say a couple months ago. Actually, it's been a while. It's been a few months that I hauled this, but since I have so many body care products, it took me a minute to actually open this one, but this is so worth it. And I'm not sure if you pronounce this Osea or OC, but this is their anti-aging body balm. And as you can see, I'm like almost halfway with this bottle, and the only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of with this is the scent. It has kind of like a lemongrass type of scent, or at least to my nose, it kind of smells like lemongrass, and I'm not really too much of a fan of that. But the way that this works, it makes up for it. And I usually put this more on my lower body, like my legs, my thighs. And I do put a little bit on my arms, but this will leave your skin so soft, so hydrated, very glowy, it glistens, and it lasts the entire night. So I put this before bed, and this is one of the very few things that when I wake up in the morning, I can feel my skin very hydrated. It's still glowy, it doesn't look dry. I have very dry skin, and this is really nice for giving your skin some hydration. And once I layer my Bath and Body Works lotions on top, it kind of takes away that scent that I don't like too much, but it's kind of like an aromatic, kind of like a spa type of scent, but it's not my favorite. I kind of wish that they would come out with like an unscented version of this so that I can layer it with everything and just put it on everywhere. It is a little thick, and some people might not like, You know, if you don't like to feel like you're wearing something very, very hydrating, it's like a balm. So it does feel, just imagine like a thinner layer of Vaseline, because I know that Vaseline is very thick. So just imagine like a thin, breathable layer, but you're still going to feel the hydration. So it's definitely for people who have dry skin or who just really, really want hydrated skin. This is really, really nice for that. Next up, I don't know where I was. I don't know why I didn't try this previous years, because I have seen it previous years and I never picked it up. But this is the Body Shop Vanilla Pumpkin scent. I'm so obsessed with this. The shower gel is pretty, it's almost gonna be halfway. I'm probably going to finish this by the time October is done. And the body butter, this is so good. So this is the whipped body butter, and it is for normal to dry skin. The smell of this is so good. So the body butter does have a little bit more left over, but I have been using this like crazy. And what I like about this is that you get that hint of pumpkin in here, but it's not pumpkin spice. It's not super strong, which I don't mind. But sometimes I really like to just have like a creamy, it's sweet. You get the pumpkin, but it's very, very little. I get way more of the vanilla in here. And it also has like a nutty kind of scent to it. This is so good. If you see this, try it. And the shower cream, it's really, really nice. It doesn't dry out my skin, and it smells so good. Every year when this comes out, I am definitely gonna be buying this because I am just loving it so much. Now for skincare, I have a few products, and I wanted to update you guys on an eye cream. So I let you guys know in one of my previous videos that I have a very nasty dry patch on my eyelid, and actually it's very, very irritated today, so I should not be wearing makeup. So when I take it off, I have to be very gentle because it is on fire right now. It feels like my skin is like raw there, almost like if it was an eczema patch, but I have never had that before. I am not sure what caused it. I don't know what happened, but I have had it for maybe like a month already. And I did purchase this Glow Recipe Guava Vitamin C Bright Eye Gel Cream, and this seems to be very, very comforting on the eye area. I did purchase 2 other Dr. Dennis Gross eye serums, but I had to take a break from using them because those have like active ingredients in them, and I feel like they were stinging a little bit. So they're good, but I have to wait to use them. But this one didn't hurt me or didn't sting or anything like that, and it feels very, very soothing. It's very smooth and creamy, and it's thick, but it's not too thick, and it's really, really nice. I like to put this one on in the morning, and then at night I have been using an eye cream that I've had for a while, and I've actually purchased 2 or 3 of these before, and this is the Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado from Kiehl's. This is really, really nice for when you have any type of dryness or irritation. It's like a light green color. It starts off, it feels very, very thick when you put it on at first, but then it almost turns into like a watery consistency, and you can spread it out everywhere. I put it on my lid, I put it on my under eye. Super duper hydrating, and those 2 products are what I have been using kind of to like baby my eye area because it's just not happy at all. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but it's this one, and it just looks a little bit more like wrinkled because where the dry patch is at is exactly where like my eye, like the crease is at. So it just looks very like crunchy, and I don't know, I've never had that before. So I'm hoping I can get it better soon. And then I'm just gonna show you 3 makeup products because I have been playing around with so much different makeup, trying to see what I'm loving from the new stuff that I got. And these bronzers stood out to me because I have been using them so much. So the first one is from Haus. I don't know if you say House or Haus Labs by Lady Gaga, but this bronzer is so beautiful. I love it. I got it in the shade Light Level 4, and it looks like this. And what I like about it is that it is very smooth, and there's like no fallout with this bronzer, and it just warms up the skin really, really nice. So I'm really loving this bronzer so much. And then I have also been loving the Jaclyn Hill pressed bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. This is another really good one. Look at this packaging, how beautiful. And here is the bronzer. So this one will get you super bronze, so I have to be a little bit more light-handed with this one. This one smells really good. It smells kind of like coffee to me. So good. And these two bronzers have been the ones that I have been reaching for the most. So the Jaclyn Hill one is definitely more on the like orangey side, and this one's a little bit more towards like the bronze red tones, but they both work really nice on the skin. I have been really loving them. And then I have also been reaching a lot for this Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Blush Stick, and this is in the shade Dusty Rose. I have been loving this blush so much because it is a mauve type of shade. You can use this every single day with different types of looks, and it's not going to look too much. It's not going to clash with your eye makeup or anything, so it's just an easy blush to pop on. And I love to use this. I don't apply it straight from the tube, and I don't use the brush that they added with this. I have to see how this brush works. I haven't tried it out yet, but I just like to take the blush, rub it on the back of my hand, and then I take a beauty blender, dab it on my hand, and then put it on my cheeks. And you can see the way that I use it in one of my latest makeup tutorials. I used it, and you can see how I wear it, but it gives like a very soft application when you do it that way, because sometimes with creams, if you go straight from the tube, it's going to be very pigmented. So it's up to you how you want to wear this. So those are favorite makeup items. And then I did forget to show you my favorite cleansers that I have been using for my face. So I have always raved about the Tatcha Deep Cleanse, and I haven't got one in like a month or two because I have been using these. I do miss it because that is like my #1 face cleanser, but I have been using these two and they have been working really good on my skin as well. So the first one is pretty much more than halfway gone, and this is by Kiehl's. This is the Calendula Deep Cleansing Foaming Face Wash. And this cleanser right here literally feels like you're rubbing like a very moisturizing face wash. It is not going to strip your skin. It's not going to leave you feeling dry, but it cleanses the skin really good. So I have been enjoying this one, and I have used this one for many years in the past. It's a really good cleanser for dry to normal skin. And then when I'm having those days where my skin feels congested, or I feel like I'm getting a few breakouts, it feels a little rough, then I go in with this Ole Henriksen Find Your Balance Oil Control Cleanser. So this is not something that I use every single day. I use this one more for when I want a very deep cleanse and my face is kind of like acting out. This is really good, and it gives you a very deep cleanse, and it gives you like a very cooling, refreshing feel to your face, and I love the way that it feels. So it feels very icy cold feeling after you wash it off, and it just makes you feel super duper clean. That brings me to the end of my favorites video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have tried any of these products, or if you're interested in trying any of these products, or any products that you have been loving for the month of September. You can share it with us in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.